Intro.
Yeah.
You remember the Wayans Brothers song? What was
Wayne's World.
No, Wayne's World. That's a good one though. We could totally do that one.
Okay.
I was thinking the Wayans Brothers.
Oh,
We're
Wayne's
happy
Brothers.
and we're singing and we're colored. Do 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 do.
We're gonna have to change the lyrics. Okay, we could come up with a song.
We're white.
Just as cheesy. So welcome to Conscious Guys Get Laid More. Eventually.
Round 2.
Episode 2.
Episode dose. If you'd like merch, displaying it for you today for only $99.99.
Strategically located just above the nipple.
Product placement. It's all about product placement.
That's right.
So we had last time you asked, we talked about your word for the year.
Oh yeah,
which was outstanding.
Outstanding.
And I went on a couple of runs and thought more about my word. And then I had a couple of walks with Cassie and Grace and Winston and thought through my word. And my word was, oh, dang it. I already forgot what my word was. Oh, it's accomplishment.
Accomplishment.
Yeah. So it is, because I wanted to look at it in two ways. Part of what I realized from the last one, which was that mobile conversation.
Still,
but yeah, it still screws me over every time. And like setting a foundation, but then still wanting to feel like the success. So what I realized is I want to have the experience of acknowledging and experiencing and valuing the success that I have, the accomplishments that I have created, while also setting myself up to accomplish more. So it's like accomplishment here. What have I done to get the accomplishment, and what will I do to go get more accomplishment? And so the accomplishment was like the crossing of those two planes.
So past and future.
Yeah.
Meet in the moment.
Yes.
Add accomplishment.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, because I've noticed that for a lot of years, I have this, I want to set it up because then we'll get big and then we'll get successful and then I'll have the house and then I'll have the kids and then I'll have the this and then I'll have the whatever. And so I noticed that it was always that if I do this now, then later, and I want to have an experience of, but I've done a lot of that. And so I get to revel in my success. In my accomplishment. I get to celebrate it. So I wanted that, but then this year is also, like I said on the last one, this year is also such a big new beginning. You know, the two major things in my life, my family and my business, they're both having this new spawning, this new emergence, this new evolution of it. You know, with Grace coming in, we have a whole nother family member. And then with the business moving from what was for 28 years to what will be for the next 28 years, like it is a major shift. So it still has to have this like building towards something.
So if you were to use your past meeting the moment and looking at the future in this reveling, what would you say about those two things, either separately or together, about where you've been? Like everything you've done up until this moment has been to get to this moment. And so your accomplishment and success along the way has led you here, even though it feels like it's all of this upheaval and shift and change and everything's different now.
Yeah. So wait, so ask the question again as the beginning part of the question.
So if you were to look at your definition of how you want to experience accomplishment for the year, as the past meeting the moment and looking at the future. And so in this moment, where's the reveling? Because you went straight into, and when I look at the business and my family, everything's an upheaval. Well, everything you've done up to this point is also an accomplishment.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's Yeah, that's interesting.
I know. I
There's
thought of
two. Yeah. And
See, I'm practicing. I'm modeling for you the reveling part.
thanks. Yeah. It has two different perspectives, and depending on the perspective that I take on the same object, meaning my life, I get to experience one or the other accomplishment. If I look at past accomplishment to the creation of the accomplishment now, or the past, what do I call it? The past exercise and building and creating and formulating to the success of today. That is when if I take to do that, I take this higher plane perspective and I look at my life from a 30,000 foot view level. And I say, wow, look at this. I've got great relationship with my parents, one of which I'm a business partner with, which for many people is very difficult. And for me and my dad, we do it, I think, very successfully. I've got a house that I own. I've got a business that I own part of, my dad and I together with. I've got a great relationship with Cassie. I've got a healthy daughter. We have cars and we've got toys and things and we have all this stuff. So when I look at it from up at that 30,000 foot view level, it's like, look at what you've accomplished. Fucking A. Mm-hmm. Cool life. And then when I get down to today, I had 4 calls this morning with clients, and I'm in 2 of which were facilitating coaching conversations and working with them and as executives of their business and trying to figure out what to do. And 2 of them were sales conversations about going into the Scarcity to Prosperity year long and how it fits for them or it doesn't fit for them and what are they looking for. And it's like, I'm just in that moment, all I'm thinking about is I want to set these people up so that they're successful, because when they're successful, then I'm successful, the business is successful, and then it kind of flows back into, and I get to appreciate and cherish those successes. So the difference is when I'm at that 30,000 foot view level, just like, check out my life, I'm drinking a whiskey and I'm hanging out and cool me. Then I get to look at the past, and when I'm in the moment, I feel like I'm in the moment looking forward. Did that answer your question?
No, but that's really cool. So is it I
listen really well?
Is it that in the moment you're wanting to have a different experience of accomplishment?
No, I think maybe I'm understanding a little bit more. I was, from last week's podcast, and what I was talking about was setting a foundation to readjust this hanging mobile.
Yeah.
That was only when I was listening back to the podcast and thinking about it on my run, that was only me being in the moment, thinking about the future.
Oh.
And then it's like, damn, it's rewarding, but I also don't get the feeling of the win.
Sure.
And so what I realized when I was talking with Cassie on my walk was, how do I also experience the freaking cool stuff that I have now? I've got a guy running my business and in the operations in a really incredible way. I've got this and this and this and this and this. How do I count for all of that? And that's what was missing in last week's. He asked me what
in your beginning exploration of what your word is going to be. Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
So it's that's the accomplishment of what have I done that has created the accomplishment that I have, and what is the accomplishment that I'm going to continue to look to create.
Got it.
So accomplishment, that's my word.
It's a badass word.
Yeah.
Now it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it really needs the explanation, because when Cassie and I came up with the word accomplishment, I was like, that's a stupid word.
It can be pretty surface level.
So you need the explanation.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
I had this thought of on my run is when I seem to get a lot of clarity on different topics and things that I've been thinking about.
Mine comes in the shower.
Does it?
I had a great conversation with myself in the shower today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
About what?
About the podcast, about life, about conversations that I'm having with other people. And I was getting really clear on like where it was that I found myself kind of sticking on a point or a part of that conversation that kind of derailed it. Like I felt I wasn't at my best in the conversation. And so like just talking to myself in the shower, not out loud, but.
How long are your showers typically?
Oh, Karen makes fun of me for taking really long showers, but they're like no more than 15 or 20 minutes. Anyway, sorry, you were telling me.
Yeah, mine doesn't come in the shower. I don't come in that's not where my insights come from. Mine are on my runs.
On your runs, yeah.
So, but what I was thinking about was I get these insights on my runs, and I was thinking of like bringing one of those tourist things where it holds your cell phone out at a really long distance, and like running with it.
A selfie stick?
Yeah, a selfie stick. Thank you. And
tourist thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Yeah.
And running and like taping videoing my own insights like while I'm on my run.
I thought of the same thing in the shower, but I don't think it would be as great.
You could get you could at least get Karen to be a follower.
Probably.
I'd follow you. I think you're pretty sexy.
Thanks, man.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Holy cow.
Okay.
So this was really interesting experience this week. So we've got this year long that's starting in May, but the year long from last year, people are rolling over into the next year long, right? And so, so we're having conversations. Is this a good fit? Do you want to continue? Yes, I do. Blah blah blah. Well, there's a couple that I was on that are in it, and and the husband emailed me and said, "Hey, can we talk about the workshop, Scarcity to Prosperity?" I'm like, "Sure, let's talk about it." And so I get on, and I'm just assuming that I'm going to be on with him. And as I get on, I'm like, "Hey, Mr. So-and-so, how's it going?" And I'm kind of chummy with him. And he's like, "Good." He's like, and I could tell right when he says "good" that I was on speakerphone.
Oh.
And he's like, "My wife's here as well, because we both have questions." And I'm like, "Sure." Oh, how did I say it? "Hello, sexy Mrs. Blank and Blank." And I was like, right when I said it, I'm just thinking like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are what, like right now in this day and age, like out of context, I just called like with the husband on the phone, I called his wife sexy. Oh my gosh. So I was totally not present for the rest of the call. They're asking, this is how funny it was. They're asking about the workshop, and I'm thinking that I'm present, but I'm realizing like I'm selling right now. And I don't know, you've done some sales, but when you're not present and you're in your head, you're selling.
Right.
I'm forcing you to see what I see, which is value, and now you're going to do it. But when I'm present and I'm just with them and I'm like, this could be a good fit, this could be a shitty fit, I don't know. Here's some of the values that I know you can get from it if you really work it. Yeah. Do you want those values? Like, it's a non-stressful kind of conversation to see if there's fits, right? Well, I was totally in my head after my stupid introduction, and but I'm not realizing it totally. It's kind of like I know that I don't feel off, but I think that I'm still in the conversation doing fine. And I'm describing, and we had a 15-minute conversation. And then he's like, "Oh, thanks so much, Lynn. I appreciate it. Mark Nicole's leading this workshop for the other year-long track, right? The November track." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I have a conversation with him?" So I was like, "Sure, yeah. Just reach out to him and he can tell you all about it." So I must have just described it for 14 minutes, and I don't know if he just put up with me. And then he's like, "Can I talk to somebody else about it?"
Just walked away from the phone for a little while till you were done.
So that was also what I thought about on my run was like, why was I not present? And I think I came off of a call where I felt deflated. It was a coaching call with a corporate client, and I felt deflated from it because he's going through all kinds of stuff. And I think what we're working on was really good and valuable, but I feel for this guy. I feel for this guy. And so I think essentially my shields were down, my emotions were kind of raw, and it was like 11:29 get off that call, and 11:30 get on this other call with this couple. And so I didn't take a breath. I didn't like, okay, get on the next one. It was like, hang up, where's the number, dial. And so I realized that I wasn't present. So I shot them an email afterwards.
Did you explain a little more?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I served you guys. And this is so why I say this was like when you're talking about what you realized in the shower, like when you have these conversations and they don't go what you want, or you don't show up how you want to. I do good if I, as fast as I can, own it with the people that it's with. And so I got done with my run, and I took a shower, and then was on my cell phone writing out an email to them like, I need to own that I wasn't present with you on the phone call. Here's a little bit why. I'm not giving you an excuse. I'm just owning for myself, and I'm trying to be honest with you, because that's how I get clean. So this may be more for me than for you. And the wife was really nice. She's like, I took no offense.
Is that a nice way of saying, yeah, I know?
Yeah, I know you're kind of weird, so I don't take any offense.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Yeah, it's amazing how when we're with other people that we can take on some of their emotions or be influenced or have that empathetic connection. And then sometimes there's a clearing that can happen where you realize like, oh, this isn't mine or whatever. But like living at home, cohabitating with my wife, and we're both working in the same spot, and she's affected by work, I'm affected by work, and having that influence our interactions, like, fuck, dude, that can be a challenge.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I just realized this morning, like my wife is rolling off of one project and onto another one, and her mood, her energy, her availability for conversation and doing other things is super high right now. And I found myself just like really excited, like I'm seeing her smile and seeing all this cool stuff. And I'm like, wow, I am really thrilled right now about this. So there must have been a change or a shift that I wasn't quite realizing previously. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm really influenced by how much time we're spending together, all this other stuff. But that energy shift in her really had an uptick for me.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, that's great. And can I maintain this uptick for myself regardless of how she's feeling?
Yeah. It's such a weird thing because there is a part of the of what is a dependence, a codependent relationship that is exciting and fun.
Sure.
When Cassie's on a high, like, let me hook into that and just get dragged along, because where I was not as cool as that. So I want to be on you, right? But then the antithesis is when she's dropping down and I'm like still hooked in. Then
cut the line.
Yeah, cut the line. Yeah, cut the cord, man. Get out, right? So because when I was first listening to you, I was thinking, that's cool that you can experience happiness within yourself for the happiness of somebody else.
Sure.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we want to give that up? I wouldn't want to be so, in my zened out, like I'm not affected by the external world whatsoever, that somebody's happiness, yep, I'm fine. Somebody's, pain and suffering, yep, I'm fine. Like, that seems so vanilla. And I enjoy some of that, the flair of like some of the highs of the high.
Yeah.
So how do you ride the coattails up and then cut the cord as you're coming down?
Crashing and burning, man.
I
don't know that. Yeah. Fuck.
I guess really maybe it's even in the way in which I spoke about it, so I wasn't even thinking. It's really I'm not happy. I'm happy that they're happy, and that's what makes me happy. So I will continue to go, and my happiness will increase.
Yeah.
As opposed to they're happy, which now I can be happy because of that.
Right.
Like there's a difference to those two.
Mhm.
My happiness is dependent on your mood. The other is my mood and my values say that when I find people's joy, I celebrate it.
Mm.
I'm in,
Yeah.
which brings me up, which does have me connected to other people.
That makes way too much sense for this podcast. I don't know, dude.
Let's dumb it down.
Yeah.
I really like when Cassie's at.
No, I get what you're saying. Like there's an appreciation, I think, of being in a state of gratitude that allows for the happiness of someone else to really influence and energetically charge
Yeah.
the emotions in me. And like you said, though, when that person has to be happy or I'm not happy,
Mhm.
that's where the trouble starts.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess the question would be, when they're not happy, what makes it so that I'm not happy? Am I projecting it? For me, like when I get triggered, if Cassie's unhappy and she's angry and pissy and whatever she is,
Mhm.
and then what happens to me is I typically get scared
Mm.
and I get fearful that she's not happy. She's going to realize that I'm not that great of a husband or that great of a guy, and she'll want to just get the heck out,
Yeah,
you know.
for
And
sure.
so
I could totally
as
see that happening.
she's going down, dude, the amount of times that I think like, oh yeah, we're doomed. We should totally break up. We would be so much better. Even since Grace has been here, like, yeah, we should leave. She should take Grace and I should take Winston, and we should just like go on our separate ways.
You've got a plan.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Me and my dog in a cabin in the mountain by ourselves, like.
Yeah, that's the best for the entire world.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me.
No.
Wow.
You can have the cabin next door. But what, like, when she is mad or she's upset or whatever it is, typically it's mad, because when she's mad, I get scared. She's scary when she gets mad. At least to me.
Nice.
I think my cover's blown.
Oh.
You know, I've been a fraud. I'm just making all of this stuff up as I go, of how to be a husband, how to be a breadwinner, how to be a business owner, how to be a guy, how to be a friend. I think it's all fake and phony.
It's a facade.
It's a facade, and she's going to find it out, and that's what makes me scared, and that's what actually pulls me down. It's not that she's down and I'm just in cahoots with her downness. It's that she's down and then I get scared about me.
Yeah.
Or about us, but then it's about me being alone and losing this incredible woman.
Damn. That's deep as fuck.
Yeah.
So what's mine about? I get lonely sometimes.
Lonely.
Yeah.
So we should watch that one movie, Team America. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Holy cow. I haven't seen that in whatever, it's 20 years ago or something. I gotta watch that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to have a whiskey and a joint and watch that thing, because I think it's super funny. I just don't remember it.
Yeah. And probably from the joint smoking, but yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it Kim Jong-un?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dad.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
the dad, right?
Yeah. Oh man. The puppets. That's so great.
There's some raunchy scenes in that thing.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. Puppet sex?
Puppet sex is really weird. Thanks. How did you know?
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry, you're talking about your fears and trepidations, and I'm talking about Team America.
That's great.
So if you can take responsibility for yourself,
Right.
because we're both playing with the premise that nobody can cause you to feel anything.
Right.
Everyone has their emotional experiences, or any of their experience whatsoever.
Yes.
And I have I'm affected by that, but the way that I'm affected by that is my own experience of that. So what is your experience of Karen and her upset? What's her typical upset that freaks you? That freaks you out is my fear. So that gets you the most off from being present and your sexy self. I gotta watch out with that adjective. Maybe that'll just be my tagline.
Yeah, I think it should be. So there's a couple things. One is when she's pissed, that's frightening. Angry women are frightening to me. Like that's a thing. And so I do a similar thing, like, oh my God, I go straight to, I'm a horrible person and this is all my fault. And I should have known better. Like all those messages come in and then I get to feel like a piece of shit until they're happy again and trying to figure out, what it was I did, which is usually nothing. It's like, their upset rarely has, just like you were saying, I don't make them feel angry. And most of the time, she's just angry about work or some other thing like politics. I don't care, but there's a tone in her voice and a way that she acts wandering through the house that just like, I'm in trouble. And if I don't do just the right thing, it's coming for me.
Got it. So you're the wrong person.
Yeah.
Got it.
I totally take more than 100% responsibility.
Yeah. So you come from a place that no matter what, you're already wrong and you're just trying to make it better.
Yeah.
And so once it's not right, then she has the realization that, well, now I see that you're wrong. Or is that mine? Am I projecting all over you right now?
I think you're projecting on me.
Yeah, I'm definitely projecting because I can feel the fear already welling up inside of me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, there's that empathetic connection. That's cool.
Yeah. Mine. Okay, so let me just own mine so that I can get more present with you. So
Sure.
Mine is I come from a default walking into a relationship that I am less than, and so I need to earn points. I need to earn my keep. I need to earn my stay. And so if I ever wane on my effort in and my deposits into the relationship account, then they're going to see that that I'm less than. So I'm essentially like constantly depositing in because there's a hole at the bottom, and they're only seeing that it doesn't move. The net stays the same, but they're not seeing how much I feel like I'm working and how much I actually think that I'm losing off the bottom end. So if I stop entering in, the account goes way down.
Dude, my heart is pounding right now. That sounds horrible.
That
sounds just like a shitty way to live. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's my reactionary state. So when she's angry, that's really interesting. When she's angry, I don't know how to make deposits in. And then I get fearful that the account's gonna
go to nothing.
Yeah, just withdrawal after withdrawal, and then all of a sudden she's gonna look around and be like, "You fucking caused the bankruptcy in our relationship. I am out."
Oh my God, I'm so
glad. I already have my cabin picked out. I already have the sheets, and I got it all. I'm just kidding.
you got your bug out bag.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's mine.
That's yours, yeah.
So what's yours? So when you enter into the conversation, when you enter into the relationship, when you're at your worst, which is somehow related to when she's angry, and then you get you think you're wrong. So what's the wrong? Like when you enter in, how does the wrong come in to play? Where's that from?
Oh, where is it from? Ask me a different way.
Yeah, I'm asking multiple questions because I'm really just wondering more about you're wrong. Like how did you come? Let's just go back to the origin question. I'll just start with the origin question.
Okay.
How did you come to be the person that's wrong?
some message I picked up as a kid was that it would have been much better for everyone if I was never born.
Oh,
So being wrong just in existing is the root of that.
ugh.
However true or untrue the actual factual interaction or multiple interactions took place, whatever, that's the feeling that I took away from that.
Dang.
Yeah, I've been working on it for a bit and it feels so much different now.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a heavy burden to carry.
Yeah.
I shouldn't exist.
And so when there's an anger, right, whether it's Karen or somebody else that's angry or upset, at my worst default reaction, the experience of that is like being put into a cage with a hungry lion. Like there is nothing I can do except sacrifice myself to satiate whatever's pissing this lion off. He's hungry. He's gonna fucking eat me. Like that's it. That's my option.
Dang.
Like that's not the game I want to play.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like there is this treading. Is there anything else I can get you? Like I don't even know what is
Wow.
appropriate here. Like can we talk about this? Like, and I get super insecure because it just goes right to that place of fuck, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be feeling this. So I buy into that. If I wasn't in existence,
you give
it would be so much better.
You give an equation that of course is true. If I wasn't here, I wouldn't be feeling this. So therefore the entire
The whole
premise
thing
is true.
It's just great.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a
I'm so much more at ease talking about that one than hearing yours. It's
Really?
So crazy
why
right
is
now.
that?
I don't know.
I wonder why you're so
Like yours sounds just like stuck.
Oh, totally. But you're in complete existence gets annihilated. I just get I
Yeah.
just go. I still live, but I live in quiet.
Just a shit,
Quiet desolation.
desperate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's crazy that you're. I wonder if that's you're upset about mine is related to if the tsunami comes and you're going to go save a bunch of people and I'm not going to save anybody besides Cassie and Grace.
Yeah.
Like your empathy meter is super sensitive.
I am an extremely sensitive guy. Yeah.
None of that super sexy beard. There's just one super sensitive guy.
I am. I'm just a big ball of mush.
Oh, I knew that though.
It's not like I wear my emotions on my sleeve or anything or on my face.
There was one of my buddies, so my girlfriend in college, we were hanging out. It was me and her and then another buddy of mine. And my buddy was, I don't remember why or how, but he was trying to make fun of me.
Oh.
And so he was, but like joking wise, he was trying to make fun of me. And so we're all sitting in the room together and he's like, yeah, but Lyndon's super sensitive. And my girlfriend's like, yeah, I know. I was like, guys, once you get to know me, you know that I'm like just this big puddle of tears all the time. I freaking cry at every commercial. That's why I hate commercials. No, it's not why I hate commercials. I hate commercials because they're so distracting. Oh my gosh, I can't stand commercials.
Really?
None of the things we don't have any cable.
Yeah.
And then we've got Netflix and Amazon and HBO and Disney. Actually, we only have one of them. We come.
Oh my gosh, dude! Is this something you should be publicly displaying?
Yeah, we commandeer all the other ones. Try me, Disney. Take it away. No, not yet. I haven't finished Mandalorian. I need to finish the season.
Oh, dude, you haven't finished the season?
No.
Oh,
Grace came around and I just stopped watching
Yeah,
a bunch of stuff.
that would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You got your own baby Yoda.
that's true. She looks like a little warrior princess, like a little elfin princess, because her ears kind of do this,
Mhm.
but then they flap down too.
Oh, nice.
Like that. That's super cute.
She is adorable.
She's really cute.
She's phenomenal.
How much did you love those smiles?
Oh my God, dude. I had not seen her smile yet. And that, I swear,
Yeah.
that just melts your heart right
Yeah.
there.
Chris Schlag said it right. when they smile for the first couple of times, it's like a nuclear bomb goes off. And when a nuclear bomb goes off, nothing else matters. And when she smiles, nothing else matters. Like it totally absorbs you because you're getting this more interaction with you,
Yeah.
not just with this thing that's outside of her that feeds her, keeps her warm, and it's just a blob. It's like there's no difference between you or me or Cassie or my mom or whatever. It doesn't matter. Now it's like, oh, it's you. I see you and you're smiling. That makes me happy. And now we're having this little back and forthness. That is super cool.
Dude, you love reciprocity.
It's a good thing because I think it's like, I don't know. I have this. Yeah, I do. I had so many thoughts just flood through my head. I was going to talk about my sister Taylor, and then I was going to talk about my other sister Dana, and then I was going to talk about our business and one of our values, and then I just
do this.
Yeah.
Again, like out there and back
It's
in
just
here, it
boom,
just
boom, boom,
keeps
boom,
going.
boom.
Yeah.
And then I also have this thought of like, I am nothing without all the people that are around me. Like everybody else has also contributed to this cool lifestyle that I have right now. That it's Friday afternoon and I'm on a podcast with my coworker. Like,
Yeah.
I got a pretty cool life.
Yeah. You could throw sexy in when you refer to me again.
Sometimes I feel like
makes...
oh, you. So then you're talking about me.
Oh, look at that. That's so cool. You're so
I
cute.
feel sexy when when I'm muscular.
When you're muscular.
Yeah. Because I feel
Yeah.
when I feel strong in my body from a muscular stance, that's when I feel sexy.
When was the last time you worked out?
Last night.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been going on runs all the time. Don't try to guilt me into this workout. You, Alex, I see you, Alex. I saw you yesterday, buddy. Don't try to guilt me. Don't you dare. My time is so valuable.
It's so valuable.
It takes 30 minutes to get up there. It takes 30 minutes to get back. Shout out to Performance Health and Wellness. They do great physical exercise and chiropractic, but it takes a little while to get up there. And my time is precious these days.
It certainly is.
So I've been going on runs on my exercises. I've been running quite a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought a weighted vest.
Yeah.
And yesterday I went. Was yesterday the first time? No, yesterday was the second time that I did 30 pounds.
30 pounds?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm just fucking trudging along.
If you put on 30 pounds, like what would that make you?
195, something like that. I'm like 160. I think I'm like 162 maybe.
What?
I think I'm 162. I don't know. It could be one.
Wow, dude.
Why is that?
That's a big difference. Like I'm just imagining
30 pounds?
myself at 165 pounds. And I'm like,
oh Jesus, you would be
I was 165 pounds as a freshman in high school. And then I didn't break 180 until I got out of college.
I could be 152. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you the last time I weighed myself.
Dude, I could bench you easy.
You think you could?
Yeah.
Should we do it next
Not
time?
right now.
Let's do it next time.
Next time.
On
Okay.
the podcast.
That'd be crazy.
We'll get the camera ready for you to do, and I'll just plank it. Do it. You said you can. Everybody heard it here. You guys heard it?
All right. That'd be a little weird, but okay, let's do it.
165. You can bench 165, huh? The shoulder that I blew out of its socket isn't gonna break.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Can I wear a helmet?
I know.
Who's gonna spot?
Winston.
Winston. Okay. As long as we got a spotter, I think it'll be safe.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of weighted runs.
What does that do for you?
It's a lot of weight on my calves and my hamstrings and my glutes. So it essentially feels like I'm doing squats or lunges. Sorry, not squats, lunges.
Lunges. Okay.
Because you're just, and a lot of times I'm not on I'm not running. So I'm going at probably a 12 minute mile pace when I have that much weight.
Wow.
And so it's just kind of trudging. But I'll try to take longer strides.
Yeah.
So it does feel like more of a lunge. Because if I'm running without any weight, I'm probably somewhere around the mid 8s.
Wow. Yeah, I remember when we were training for the triathlon, and you're faster than me.
Mid
Big
8s to
time.
mid 9s. You could be super fast with those freaking long legs of yours.
Yeah, I'm kind of clawed along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Let's
But
start
I
with the
had-
bench press and then we'll move to running.
Yeah, but I had to do a lot because of our habits challenge
Oh, you did the habits challenge. Yeah.
for
Good
productive
job.
learning. Yeah, you didn't. You're not even responding to the emails.
Fucking shit.
What is this director of operations? And you're not even responding to the cultural team cohesion emails.
Okay, so
Jeez.
yes,
Yeah, let's talk about
let's
this.
talk about this.
Oh, quarterly review, live and in person.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna up the ante here. All right, cool. Yeah, I have not responded.
Why not?
Probably because of the shame I feel for not completing on the tasks I committed to. This is another part of my conversation in the shower today.
Okay, tell me more.
So I was contemplating, like I was going through the habit tracker and I was like, oh, I've only missed like 4 days or whatever. And
What was your thing again?
so I did 3 things: reading one verse out of the Tao, the Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, Wayne Dyer book, and then meditating 5 minutes a day, and then walking at least a mile a day.
Right.
So those are the 3 things that I wanted to do. I missed one on the first day, and then I had a series of days that I completed all 3 of them, and I was feeling really good about myself. And then I didn't do any of them. And then I didn't do any of them again. And then I got to the point where I thought it was only 4 days. And then I looked like 2 days ago, and it had been like 8 days.
Oh, geez.
I'm like, oh. And then I was like, how do I want to respond to myself about this? Because clearly I wasn't committed to changing these habits or including these things in my life.
You weren't committed from the get-go. It took you
Right.
it took you like 3 or 4 days to respond to the initial email of, hey, what's your habits you want to do? And it's like now January 5th and you're
Okay.
first responding.
Yes.
So you didn't want to from the get-go.
No, I didn't want to from the get-go.
So why didn't you want to from the get-go? Since we already knew that from the get-go, that we knew that you're already in only half-ass, right? You're only in you've got 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out.
I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Oh, that's such a surface level.
Okay. I didn't know what I wanted to do
When
because
Marcella shot the email
I
out, go
didn't
back.
want to do anything.
Why not? Yeah. Now we're talking.
This is my life, dude. Like, why does the entire team need to see me doing some shifting of habits? Like, I do enough work, and the things I'm working on are way more important than changing these habits. And that's just a bullshit statement as it's coming out of my face. So this is so good.
Yeah, because you even told, I think you told me last time, I am a workshop junkie, or you said something akin to that.
Sure.
I'm a growth junkie or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So this is right up your alley.
I didn't want anybody to tell me what the fuck to do.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was because
I don't
Marcella and I came up with the cultural
Anybody tell me
team
what the fuck to
cohesion
do.
ideas. We came up with the monthly themes, and then she is now emailing things out, and you're saying somebody's telling me what to do.
I don't want people to tell me what the fuck to do.
Oh man. All
right, so what's under that? Let's go there, because
Let's go there.
fuck.
What do you got with authority? No wonder we work well together, because I don't tell you anything.
And when you do, what do you get?
I get attitude upon attitude upon attitude. Oh, that's really funny.
Fuck, that is funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't. So authority.
Authority.
Respect my authority.
Yeah. So what? I mean, but you came into productive learning like willing, and because you're also so eager to serve.
Yeah.
So eager to serve.
Mm-hmm.
And you many times default that, and you can almost go like to a martyr, where you're like going like your lion metaphor, like I'm going to give myself so that you can go and do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting that you hold both of those,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to come from the same head and some related mind, some interrelated mindset or construct. So what is it about authority that gets you all tweaked out?
What is it about authority? So I get a real rebellious fuck you going, and it's just about instantaneous. And it happens when I interpret a message as do this. Right?
Yeah.
Authority, I totally understand, but I'm trying to like
Yeah.
pinpoint, like work back, because you could ask me to do something, you can invite me to do something, you could say, hey, look, this is where we're going and I'd like your support, and I'd be all about it. But if you said this needs to be done, like I would have to really manage myself to accept that.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So I'm just trying to build the distinction here for myself and like put it out on the table so we could look at it, because it's fucking weird. I had it even as a kid, right? So the first rebellious thing that I did, I got a lot of trouble for this too. So it was like the first day of preschool, and I was just done. It was so lame. I got so tired of the stupid kids and the stupid teachers. My next door neighbor.
They're not playing with the crayons, right?
My next door neighbor was in preschool with me, and we used to hang out all the time. And I'm like, I don't know what I said, but it was something like, "This fucking sucks. Let's leave." And so we walked out the front door and walked home.
Yeah.
And I got in so much trouble for that.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. I don't remember what was going on or whatever.
Do you remember being angry with what was happening at school, and that was the catalyst for you to leave? Like, got it.
It's just really dumb. Like, that's what I remember is this is stupid. Like, we're supposed to play in the sandbox, and this fucking kid is there and doing something that was just lame. Like, his pretend story that he was making up was just
stupid, pretend,
ridiculous. And I'm like,
that's so true for you, because your anger is typically comes out as that is dumb.
Yeah.
And then you build up your trench, and then you put up your walls, and you're like, I'm ready to freaking attack from this position, you know. Yeah.
It's pretty ferocious, huh?
It's palpable. It's palpable, man. Your juju coming off you, it's instantaneous. It comes out. You can feel it. At least I can feel it. Sensitive, though. Remember?
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So that's just the reaction, though.
Right.
That's just the comfortable way of dealing with something else. The way that you deal with it is through anger, and it's used as arrows against something, as bullets against something, right? So what do you think is going on inside of you that is upsetting? The thought that's coming to my mind is that whatever this is, whatever's going on right now, it's just not okay. Like and I don't like, I think this is preschool, this first situation, and I'm trying to think where, when it shows up other places, I get really righteous. Well, yeah. So go with Marcella's email. Yeah. Okay. So I don't remember when it was. It was probably days before the first. Probably 8 days ago. No, before January. Yeah. Okay. The very, very end is the last week of December. She's saying, "Hey, here's the next cultural team cohesion thing, a habit builder," and you got that. Do you remember getting the email? Yeah. And so, what did you think of when you got the email? Oh, fuck! Like, I saw the headline, and I saw like 12 other emails in my inbox, and I'm like, this can wait. Because this is stupid. Yeah, so you're already in reaction to this is stupid. So you're not. So you're assuming what it is. What are you? How did you come to the assumption? How can, there's got to be some premeditated thought going on, where that if it has anything to do with this, it's stupid, right? Because you're so quick to respond to that. Oh yeah, I've already made an assumption, right? Right. Yeah. So what's the assumption? What's the precursor before that? Because I believe you believe culture is super valuable,
Oh, I do.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
and you have been a champion of that in different ways, many different times.
Sure.
So it's not about, oh, this is a cultural thing,
No.
right? So then what's the thing that makes it the reaction?
So the assumption is this is another thing to do. And this is not like, I don't know. What's the fucking thought? I'm just grabbing.
Okay, so
at
don't
anything.
grab. So
Yeah.
don't grab. So then you got to look at this. We got to talk about this next week.
Okay.
You got to find another time where your immediate reaction is this is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got to see what was happening beforehand, or what is the context of that thing that you're reacting from, so we can see if there's some more threads to pull on it. Because right now we're trying to remember 30 days ago and or kindergarten. And
Sure.
when you're not, and if you're grabbing, you're grabbing.
Yeah.
Because you get what I mean? It wasn't the subject matter, because you enjoy culture and you enjoy the learning that our culture, productive learning's culture, is all about, right? So
Yeah.
it's not that,
Mm-mm.
and it's not about habits, I don't think, because there's other stuff that you can react to in this way.
Sure.
So it's not the subject that's it.
Mm-mm.
I don't, is it females? Is it because it was Marcella? Is it because it was Marcella and she reports to you? She is technically under you in the org chart. So here's somebody below me telling me what to do, but you also do that with me, and I'm technically above you in the org chart saying, hey, do this. And sometimes you've been like a fuck you. So it's not that, but there's other times when I ask you to do stuff and you're like gung ho all about it and you run with it. And so you must be thinking some way about it, but this way somebody told you to do something or asked you to do something. So there's something.
Okay. I'll talk to myself in the shower about it.
Yeah.
Over the week, and we'll see.
Karen,
what I come
I'll
up
be
with.
back in a half an hour. I got a conversation. Where are you going? The shower.
I got a call right now
I got a call
with myself.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
All right. Okay. I like how you asked me to do that.
That was what I didn't want to say because I wanted you to think about it. But here's my assumption is that if somebody tells you versus somebody asks you, you have a different interpretation of that.
I do.
And there's something, my total assumption here, I'm just going to project all over you probably, is your fear gets triggered with being forced to do something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Versus being asked.
Yeah.
And you've got history around the feeling forced into situations.
Yeah.
And that, I'm assuming, is what gets triggered.
I could see why that would be a blind spot for me too. Like to tie those things together.
Yeah. Because I know when I talk with you in a way of like, hey, I'm going to give you some context about this idea.
Sure.
And then this would really help me if I could get this thing done. You're like, all right, it's going to be a lot of work, but I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Versus I'm like, Andy, can you do this and do this? I get the attitude of like, fuck yeah, give it to me. Like there's a difference. And I think you say yes to me because maybe I'm your boss, but if it was for somebody else, it'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, this is good. Probably good to look into, because okay.
Interesting.
Dude, you got my brain spinning already.
Nice.
I'm like ready to go silent and just ponder and whittle away at this.
Let's change topics.
Okay.
What was on our topic list? We talked about yours, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. You want to talk pandemic?
Let's do pandemic, round 2.
Round 2. So we were, Andy and I were talking, maybe it was after the podcast or just through the week?
Through the week, I think.
It's a very interesting, my experience of going through the pandemic has 2 different perspectives of this that have 2 different value sets, at least seemingly different value sets, depending on what I'm thinking about. So we're at the end of January 29th. We've passed 400,000 US citizens dead
Mhm.
from this pandemic, which is atrocious.
Mhm.
It is disgusting.
Super sad.
What was the statistics you told me about the wars? This is a larger
Yeah.
body count than
Than Vietnam, like all those
all
things.
of the wars previous to us.
Yeah.
This is
Bad.
We've got more deaths. And so when I think about it from that perspective, I think, guys, shut it all down. Shut it all down, hunker down, stop going around, stop meeting in person, stop doing this, like get vaccines, freaking. Why are we playing? Why are we causing so many people to die when we went, when we thought that 9/11 was atrocious and we had 3,000 people dead? We've got over 100x that, right? This
Yeah.
is crazy. And so there's that perspective. And then there's this other perspective that says, hey, Andy, do you want to come over on Friday and do a podcast and we'll sit about 4 feet away from each other? Or
Fuck yeah, I do.
maybe like 2.
Yeah.
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 And then I'm okay with that. And I feel fine. And later tonight, I'm going to go have dinner with my mom and dad, and Grace and Cassie are going to be there.
Yeah.
And that's I'm totally fine with. And I think that's totally appropriate. And I feel safe and healthy and good. And we can even talk about the pandemic at that 400,000 people dead. And I'm totally fine with. And so I'm not yet clear on how I reconcile both those vantage points that have two different value systems that live within me.
I was talking about this with somebody else earlier yesterday, actually, and what I had come to is it's fine to have multiple value systems based on situations and the situation and how it gets contributed to, right? So like I'm going to interact with my parents differently than you interact with your parents. They have a different set of values around the virus and quarantining and getting the vaccine and all this stuff. And so I'm going to honor that. And while I'm in relationship with them, this is how we're going to be together or not together, right? And then the same thing, you and I have this. And then there's a certain amount of precaution and safety that I take for my own self. And then I tend to have similar conversations. Like I'll go to therapy, I'll wear my mask in and out of the office, and then take it off while more than 6 feet away from my therapist. Like other people use that office, other people go in and out of there, they do all this cleaning and all this stuff for their safety, and that's how I'll play.
Right.
And I will also limit my exposure to people I don't know, limit my exposure to other things, so that when I'm in this kind of situation, I'm comfortable with who I am and where I've been, right? And we're good. Total tangent, fucking A. You remember that fight scene in Fight Club where he's just getting pummeled, and then he rolls over on the guy and like blood and goo just jumping. You don't know where I've been. Sorry, it just flashed on that. Fucking gross. Yeah. Anyway,
such a good movie.
Oh, so good. So good. But then when it goes to the larger picture and everything, and then how do my choices impact that big number? And do I require everyone to follow my value system to make sure that number is less, or like we're not contributing to it? And that's where my disconnect comes from, because I do get righteous. I think and I see people with a fucking mask underneath their nose or underneath their chin or not at all, and yelling at people in the store and getting kicked out of stores. And I'm like, wow, this is America. This is where we live. These are my people. Like,
right.
Fuck. And so I don't have an answer yet either, but I do feel confident in the way I show up.
Yeah, that's good, because I think I do notice myself I hold values, and my values become not subsequent or below, but they definitely get kind of put into a little bit of a backseat when I'm in somebody else's zone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm in somebody else's house, I play by their rules. I make sure not to break my rules, but my rules can be bent a little bit because I'm playing by somebody else's rules. Kind of like beer pong. Remember, it's house rules. It's house rules. When was the last time you played beer pong?
Probably when I was too drunk to remember.
I don't remember the last time. That's such a great game. Such a great game to get drunk on because it gave you a reason to get drunk. Do you remember just back in college when you needed to have a reason to get drunk? It's like Taco Tuesday. Oh, it's time to drink. Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Oh, it's time to drink. Thirsty Thursday. Oh, it's time to drink. Freaky Friday. Time to drink. Then Saturday, you don't need a reason. It's just Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Sunday fun day. Like every day had a reason.
Wow, that's awesome.
Values. So yeah, we're talking about values right before we started talking about beer pong.
Beer pong, yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that like walking into some other place, which is why I always found it so strange when people got upset about not wearing a mask. Like they wouldn't wear a mask if you went into a store.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's signs that say we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay. And at country clubs, you can't wear jeans. Okay, then I won't wear jeans.
Yeah.
If I'm at the beach and I walk to a store that says no shirt, no shoes, no service, then I'm not going in. You can't go in. Like it's just, oh, you need me to wear a mask? All right, wear a mask. It's just like if you're gonna go play in somebody else's playground, you play by their rules.
Or you leave.
Yeah. There's no harm, no foul.
No.
But if you're going to go infringe on somebody and say, hey, because I have my rules and now I'm in your place, you have to abide by my rules.
Yeah.
Now we're talking, colonial, like let's just go plant a flag and say we own this thing. And everybody else needs to bow to the flag. Like, I don't know, what's that all about?
That's lame. Yeah, that's where my authority thing would probably tick over, and I'd be like leading a charge to just dismantle the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But I get righteous on the opposite side that you need to play by my rules everywhere because I know best.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I don't think is the best of me. Like I know that I can contribute, but my way, like I'm not the Mandalorian. This isn't the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a whole lot of ways to play.
Yeah. Which is really interesting to think like what our Congress is doing, which is essentially saying, this is how we are all going to play. Like you and I are talking about my life and your life.
Yeah.
They're talking about 330 million lives, let alone the direct impact that those have on the other 7 billion on the planet. That is that's just the amount of responsibility that those people have to hold. Ugh, that's a lot. That is a lot.
I don't even know what to say to that because
you're so upset with politics right now.
Fuck, dude. A bunch of old white dudes just jerking each other off.
AOC is not old and white.
Okay, so a lot of changes have
She's
taken
young
place
and Latina.
in the last several years, which is fantastic. And seriously, legislating everything, we don't need that shit. You don't need to legislate some of this stuff. I can't even think of an example. And
so tangential, but still connected to that. Did you see over the last couple of days all this stuff going on with stocks? With AMC and GameStop.
GameStop, yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So I bought GameStop stock.
Nice.
And I was like, let's just fucking let it ride, dude. Let's let it ride. And then I sold at the end of the day and I made, I think, $5. No, it was 18.
Nice. That's good.
But what was interesting was in the middle of the day, Robinhood, which was the app that I used to do investing, but a lot of other brokerage firms, they stopped the ability to trade. which is really interesting because what you sign up for when you go to a brokerage firm, especially something like
Yeah.
Robinhood, it is the individual has the authority over all of their money and what they do,
Right.
right? And
Unless they say no.
and then they didn't allow it. And what was interesting is you could sell, you couldn't buy more.
Right.
So they were stopping the whole squeeze that was happening, right? And the libertarian in me was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
holy cow, you cannot stop this. Like, this
Yeah.
is this is crazy. This is ridiculous. You violated your own concept of individual stock trading.
Yeah.
Right. Robinhood came out with an email last night that I thought was written so well. I should send it to you because it's actually a really well written, I think, other people may think differently. I think a really well written email from a company that made a decision because they weren't with not a lot of information on something that was that's never happened before in their business's lifetime, probably in a lot of different in stock market in general. And so they essentially just put a pause. But what they also said, which was really interesting, is we did this not with any pressure from any outside force. We did this because we weren't sure we could handle it and we knew what we were doing. So we paused it. Tomorrow morning, it's all back open because we believe individuals will have everything, should have all the value and everything that they need. So they said that they stopped for, look at you. You don't even freaking believe it.
I don't even understand what that's supposed to mean. I'm sure it's really well written.
It's really well written. I'm probably saying it really stupidly.
No, you don't ever mess things up. So
that was good. That was such a light backhand of like you get the glove and just go boop.
Dude, I was a guest on another podcast and
what podcast?
First Conscious Girls Drink Champagne. Oh. Fantastic podcast.
Yeah.
Cassie and Alicia, they're amazing.
Oh, my wife's on it?
Yeah, your wife. Yeah.
Wow, she's hot.
They're
sexy.
Did we already visit this earlier in the conversation?
Yeah,
we did. Okay.
So
anyway,
you were on Conscious Girls Drink Champagne.
Yeah, and the first thing that I said was kind of a slight. Like I totally took a dig at Alicia's and liking this other guest that was on, and I realized, it was immediately she's all, the first thing you say is a dig like that, and I'm all, yeah, I'm super insecure right now. It's so cool.
She called you out. Good.
She did. It was fantastic. I love that we had that relationship. And then, but I realized that's also the language me, my brother, and my dad speak. Like that's how we share and get to feels and all that kind of stuff. And so I want you to feel good that I kind of dig at you every once in a while.
Oh, I love it. I think it's good.
And
I can handle it.
It's mostly because I see you in that space with me. Like you're my brother.
Oh, brother. Yes. Yeah. I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Cassie can't handle it.
Yeah.
She takes offense to it.
Is that why she stopped working out with us?
I don't remember why she stopped working out with us.
Okay.
Probably though. She probably didn't like the sexual innuendos and little jabs that we do. Yeah. She's super competitive when she gets into a competitive mode.
Yeah.
And I grew up playing soccer. And since there's a huge Latino community that plays soccer, it's typically especially over the last couple of years I haven't played it in a couple of years now, but on the adult team that I was on, our team was half white, half Latino, and all the other teams in the league were all Latino. Like the refs were all Latino. Everyone spoke Spanish. It's just all Latino, right? And it is a very soccer culture, and it's also a very Latino culture and male culture. So the combination of the three of those, it is jab, 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 jab. And that's essentially all I'm doing is saying, I love you, 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 I love you. And if I can do it, if I can make fun of you even more, it shows you the depth of love that I have for you.
That's right.
But it can be nonstop. And I remember starting to play with in high school with a lot of the people that I was playing with, that it just became so much. Like I don't want to make fun anymore. I just want to give you a compliment.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good pass. Like,
Yeah.
like, that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say.
What'd you say to me?
But Cassie, so I can go to that really quickly, especially when I get into with a couple guys, and especially if it is with something physical.
Yeah.
You know, like mountain biking when we've gone, and then
Sure.
we were working out. And if Cassie ever comes in and around that, she thinks that we are just hating on each other. It's like, no, you don't get it, dude. You don't get it. This is like the
Just
expression of love. Like,
Yeah.
I'm essentially making love to a man right now. You're just not getting it. Just looks a little different to you. It's through disses.
Oh my God. That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, she doesn't handle it. And my dad, which, you know, he grew up all through with
Yeah.
athletics all through his life. He is a shit talker. When there's a challenge going,
Oh, yeah.
he is a shit talker. And Cassie can't stand it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He gets her so riled up. It is so funny to watch their little dynamic that they have. Cassie thinks my dad is such a poor sport, and my dad is like, no, I'm just gonna freaking, you know, just drive people, just push
He
the
does.
knife in a little
Yes.
bit just to get a rise out of people.
Very good.
Oh my gosh, he just keeps going. And Cassie thinks that he's such a poor sport about it. It's like, Cassie, you don't get it. You are being manipulated left and right, because it takes her out of like it's like we're playing Cranium or something, right? And it takes her out of being creative, because she's like thinking like, fuck him, you know, whatever. And
Yeah.
it's so funny. It's so funny.
Mm,
Were you there when we did the staff retreat up in Morro Bay?
No.
Oh, you weren't? Yeah, we played board games up there with the staff. So Betty Jo, who you know, is
Oh, yeah.
crazy competitive.
She's ruthless.
My dad, who's crazy competitive, and then Cassie, who's competitive, and then Mark and I, who are competitive, but we were like, let's just fuck around and have a good time and win, but let's just do whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was a riot. My dad and Betty Jo, holy cow, they would just go at each other's throat with jabs.
Yeah.
And Betty Jo is great because she has this like stoic face,
Mhm.
but then she'll throw shit at you and just try to get you all riled up. She's fun.
She's a master.
She is a Jedi, dude. She's
It's
a
incredible.
Jedi master. Yeah, jabs of love. Jabs of love.
Indeed. I forgot where we were before that.
We were talking about values
Yeah.
and the pandemic and
Yeah.
the different perspectives. And then I don't remember how we tangented off on this.
Mhm.
But that was it.
Getting righteous.
Getting righteous.
Yeah.
Do we have any more New Zealand no new cases? I don't remember what the conversation was.
It was just because of the pandemic. It was just another stat that was interesting. Bringing up the context of the value of, well, New Zealand was able to lock down in a particular way where they eliminated the death, they eliminated people getting the spread of COVID itself.
Yeah.
And we're not able to do that. We
No.
chose a different route, even though we're doing lockdowns and we're doing these things. And
Kind
so
of.
that's that set of values then just is on display in a different way. And I was just like, so, and I haven't done any fucking research on New Zealand and what they did and the policies they enacted and how life is over there. We should call up New Zealand just randomly and be like, what's life like over there without COVID? Because
do they have a prime minister? Is that what her name is? Is that what her title is?
I
Is she a president?
don't know.
I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about?
She's the head Kiwi?
The head Kiwi. Yeah, the head Kiwi.
Okay.
She's super cool. Have you ever seen interviews and talks with her?
Yeah.
She's like a normal person.
Human being.
Backyard barbecue with a family and little thing.
Not pretentious.
Not pretentious.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Like, hey, we're an island nation, so let's shut down connection with the world. Makes sense, everyone? Good. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
seems like just this normal bloke, like just going through life.
Yeah.
She seems really cool. I don't know anything about her.
I don't know.
I saw her, I think, on Conan. I think.
Oh,
I
nice.
think Conan went to New Zealand and interviewed her. And like,
What a badass.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
any other topics?
Any other topics?
Does that round out our day?
We
Oh
don't
my
talk about
gosh.
sex very much,
Oh yeah, getting laid more.
right? I think we're false advertising if we don't talk about sex or getting laid in an episode. Is that true?
Um,
No, it's not.
No. I think if people just listen to us, they will get laid more. Just the sensual sound of Lyndon and Andy in their eardrums.
Oh baby,
That's how powerful our juju is.
that is.
They once it comes into them, then they just exude sexy.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to talk more about our sex lives.
Okay, we can do that.
We'll do that next time.
Sounds good.
What should we talk about though next time? We'll take a week to think about.
Do we want to come up with that now, or do we want to think about it?
Oh, maybe we'll think about it since that'd be a lot of dead air.
It could be, yeah, it would be like thinking, like steam. I can try and get the steam to roll out, but
Yeah. All right, we'll do that next time. Okay, so next time you're thinking about what's right before the precursor to getting angry and lashing out, especially around authority when people tell you what to do
Yeah.
versus when people ask you what to do.
Mhm.
You're gonna watch for that then next week. We'll talk more about that.
Sure.
And then we'll both think about what's the conversation we should talk about regarding sex and getting laid more.
Okay.
And if anybody has any suggestions, email lyndona@productivelearning.com. You can give us suggestions on topics to talk about, and especially in regards to sex.
Yeah, we should totally talk about sex.
lyndona@productivelearning.com.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We have a YouTube channel, right?
We do.
How do they find it? Is it up yet?
Yeah, it's up. You could
Oh, yeah,
search
watch
for Conscious Guys Get Laid More, and then you'll find the first episode.
Nice.
And then when I finish this one, you'll find the second episode.
You'll find this one.
And if you subscribe, you'll just be told when the next episode is done.
Cool. How else can people see it? Is there any other way?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
I'll have to find another way.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it up on the audio up on like Spotify or iTunes.
Yeah.
It's just I've got other priorities like not doing my habit list.
Yeah, seriously. We got 2 days to go. Do you think you can read through all of it as much as you need to and go? How many days have you not walked?
How many days have I not walked?
Yeah.
So I need to make up for all of the choices of not doing it on the day.
Yeah.
Is that your challenge?
Penance, bro.
Oh, really? Are you telling me what to do right now?
That's an offer.
Are you a dude telling me what to do right now?
It's an offer. How many days do you think you've actually walked?
How many days do I
5,
think of?
10, 15,
Probably 6.
6.
Yep.
So you got 24 days or 25 days or 25 miles
25 miles.
because you have a
I got to do a marathon before
in the
Monday.
next 2 days. Today, tomorrow, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, this is cake. I could totally do that. I'm taking your challenge. Absolutely.
So you're gonna do.
I'm not doing it because you told me to.
You're gonna do 8.5 miles a day over the next 2 days
8.5 miles a day on average. Yeah.
on average.
Okay.
Damn, son.
All right.
Good for you. You better call Karen and say, "Hey, sweetheart, we are walking."
Yeah.
Shadow will like it.
Oh, yeah. He loves that shit.
He'll be pooped.
Oh, dude. It's so great when he's tired. It's awesome. He's got the zoomies right now, too.
The zoomies? What's zoomies?
Zoomies is where the dog is so hyper that he'll just run back and forth until like he like exhausts himself for a moment.
Is that an Andy Schaus term? Is that a real thing?
That's a Karen term that Andy Schaus picked up because it works and it's very descriptive.
Karen's a New Yorker, though. You can't really trust her.
She's a New Yorker. Yeah. Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't say anything about the Bills. She doesn't follow football. She doesn't give a fuck.
Neither
Most-
do I.
Most likely because it's the Bills and they're from Buffalo.
All right. Next week we talk about sex.
Yep.
We talk about anger and authority, and then whatever else you guys come up with.
Ooh, damn, we're putting a challenge out to the world. Nice. Bring it on, world.
All right.
Hope you all get laid more this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bink.
Boom.